Good evening and welcome to Guthrie Castle, our humble abode. As you saw when you drove up or cabbed up or however you got here, there were 4 cars out in front. I'm safe to say that probably none of you have any of those cars, but it's just a guess. I could be wrong. Okay, occasionally I am, but not too often. And whilst we're going to spend the next 6 full days and 8 days, including today and the day you leave, on how you create wealth, which would normally take a generation. And a generation in today's terms is between 20 and 25 years, in 3 to 7 years, depending on how good you are. And looking around at the group, I think we have some 10 to 15 year candidates in here, not any 3 to 7 year. Now, I've met a couple of you in person. You've taken the time to try to meet me in different parts of the world. And I do that, not to sell the seminar, because the seminars are fully booked. I do it to get a pulse of where the world is. And more importantly, where your world is. Because I know where my world is. And just as I'll go on to say for the next several days, that I think political correctness is a manifestation of lack of self-esteem, and why the world's so fucked up, YouTubers, I want you to pay attention to this, YouTubers, is you're a product of political correctness. And you're here because your lives are fucked up in one way or another. I asked it the last time, and I'm not going to do it tonight. I go through this question, and Robert was here. Of course, Robert, Bavarian Bob, has now brought his young son, Christoph. Now just think for a moment. Some of you are 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and we got a couple even older. With baggage. You can't help but live 30, 40, 50 years without baggage, right? We got baggage. Well, just imagine if you were 15 with literally no baggage. The world would be Pandora's box. The world could be your oyster. I know what I was doing when I was 15, and in mixed company, you don't want to talk about it. But we had a millennial here, a 20-year-old, 2 seminars ago, who said the only thing millennials know how to do is make their keys on their laptop sticky. You know what the fuck I mean? They jack off on their computers because they watch so much porn. They have no social skills. They're inept. And I said, well, you don't even have to be a millennial to have no social skills and inept. I see them for 22 years coming through here a lot, and they weren't called millennials then. Well, Christoph is here against the grain, because normally I don't let kids that young come. But I met him at the one-day London Real seminar that I gave for Brian Rose a couple months ago. And I was impressed with him. We had dinner, and so I told his father that he could come along, which I don't normally do that, because I think that you're too impressionable at 15. But I believe that, in fact, I know that Christoph's going to prove me wrong. Now, that's at one end of the continuum, kids. And I call you all kids because I'm old enough to be your father, your grandfather. 15. Just imagine all the things you might have done differently. Well, now we got his father, who's a scientist, a rocket scientist, his name is Robert, but we call him Bavarian Bob, because this is his 11th fucking seminar in a row. 11th. He's one of my stars. Now you can ask him for yourself why he comes back 11 motherfucking times. And he pays! Now you just think about that. So we got on the one end, the kid, his kid, 15 with no baggage. And then we got his father, the rocket scientist, who comes 11 times in a row because he had so fucking much baggage that he had to reprogram himself every 2, 4, 5, 6 months. And then we got you. What a wonderful group. Just think about it. If I was a religious man, I'd said that I'd be damned. The devil made me do it. But we've got them all in between. In the next 6 days, from 8 till 5 or 6, we're going to be talking about creating wealth. And some of my students, devotees, have created tens of billions, which you all aspire to, I guess, maybe. And we've got others that have just created 5 or 10 or 20 million. I say only, because when you compare it to 20, 25 billion, that's not much, is it? But the bottom line is it's possible. In fact, it's more probable once you get out of here and become a QLA alumni than for sure prior to here. You only come to me for one of two reasons. Inspiration, hi Doc, and desperation. By the way, we have 2 dentists in the group. Okay, I'm not, well, I said Doc, so you probably figured out she's one of them. Anyway, but inspiration and desperation. As best as I can tell, we only have one fucking inspired person in this 22. The other 21 are desperate, irrespective of what you say. Now, the next seminar we're having, we've got a vascular surgeon coming, who I met with in Los Angeles, who makes multiple 7 figures. Multiple 7 figures. Does everybody understand what multiple 7 figures is? What about you, Dutchman? You understand? Okay. And he's not happy. He's not fucking happy. You guys would sell your virgin sisters for $7, $8 million a year. And for those of you that, and maybe your virgin daughters, I say your sisters because I'm trying to be kind. I hope to God not your daughters. But he's not happy. Because this isn't just about money. Although everybody said, Dan, all you talk about is money. Money's not everything, but it's the only fucking thing anybody keeps track of. Since the pyramids. My pyramid's bigger than yours, your pyramid's bigger than his, etc., etc. But the key to creation, wealth creation and happiness is to find something that you're passionate about, that you can do 10, 12, 14 hours a day and not call it work. And do it for some period of time where you can create wealth. As I said on London Real a year plus ago, when I was being interviewed the first time by Brian Rose, I said, if your wife or mother's got Alzheimer's, you want to put your dad in a rest home, your sister's this, your dad's this, that all costs money, kids. You can't pay for it with Zen. So those of you that are tree-hugging Zen lovers, that meditate, God love you. But that's not what we're about here. And for those of you that need to meditate, just get up earlier. Or stay, I don't know, do you meditate at night after you go to sleep? No, it's before, right? In the morning, yeah, okay. Because we're gonna, this isn't the best of practices, this seminar, after 22 years. And my 22nd anniversary was a few days ago of giving this seminar. This is the best of best. These are the big fucking hitters of 22 fucking years that have been extremely successful. And every seminar I change. In fact, I change the seminars during the seminar based on your feeble questions, your feeble answers. I get up early and I rearrange the 1,750 slides to pinpoint some of the triggers that will help you get over the baggage that you've got. Bottom line, just like I started to say, the devil made me do it, you're a product of your parents. And though they loved you, well, I hope not all of your parents loved you, but most of your parents, I can say that pretty generally, the parents normally love kids, right? Yeah. Well, giving you the benefit of the doubt, your parents loved you. But they still fucked you up. Because unless your parents were high performance, gold medalists at the Olympics, or of that caliber in high performance training, the odds are that you got shitty training as a kid. I liken it to, how many had little bicycles with trainer wheels when they were growing up? Okay. Well, I was so poor I had a possum for a dog, so I didn't have any training. I didn't have any fucking bicycle. But when you fell over after they took the training wheels off, what happened? Mom or dad, more likely mom, came running. Oh, poor Billy, your big fucking fat melon head hit the curb. You'll be all right. Let's put those training wheels back on. And that's why you are the way you are. That's why the way you are. We're going to talk about why I'm different and how my parents trained me. You notice I said train, not love me. Trained, not loved me. Some of you, 1 year from now, won't be on the group monthly conference calls we have. Some of you I will have thrown out, because the one great thing about the mentor program, it's free. So I can throw your fucking ass out anytime I want. And I do. But more of you will quit than get thrown out. Now you can't even envision that now. You can't. But when we get going in the next few weeks, and I put the heat on you, then you'll maybe appreciate, one, why in the fuck did I pay all that money? And two, I can see why some of those kids quit. Now, who's the guy I told in San Francisco? You didn't believe me. When I told you that, you said, he was very polite, but what he meant to say is, no fucking way. You mean they paid all this fucking money, then they quit? Remember that conversation we had at the Four Seasons? Was it the first? Yeah, Four Seasons in San Francisco. It used to shock me too 20 years ago. It doesn't shock me anymore. I now know why doctors have to get used to losing patients. I didn't understand how a doctor could lose a patient and just move on. Lose one on the operating table and just move on. Well, I now know how it feels, because I've lost some that I couldn't believe that I would have lost, because for whatever reason their baggage was too much. But the good news is you're going to be given the tools. The one thing you can never say, it's the last thing I'm going to say right now, the one thing you can never say when you leave here, the day after graduation, is I don't know how to create wealth. A lot of you in your forms that you filled out, I found you, and as soon as I found you, I knew you were the one, yada, yada, Well, please don't attribute too much Mother Teresa to me. And I didn't know guys like you existed. You're old school, and there's a lot of different ways that you describe me. But the bottom line is you're going to be told how to do it. You're going to be given templates, formats, systems, procedures, every fucking thing, scripts. What to say, what not to say. But then it's up to you to do it. So you'll never be able to say again, I didn't know. You may say, I was just a cunt and I couldn't do it. But my new thing is now I don't call you cunts, I call you vaginas. Because cunts, obviously not derogatory enough. It's not, because you've gotten used to it now. It's like, what do you call it when you see an ad on the internet so much? Desensitized. Yeah, you're desensitized to the word cunt. So I just flipped in your vaginas now. Because I've been saying cunt 22 years. And it's not insulting enough. So now I'm going to do vagina for 10 or 15 years and see how I don't think they'll ever get desensitized about that. Maybe you'll surprise me. But when I'm up in your face in the classroom, by the way, you can ask some of the guys, well, there's only one person who's been here, where the seminar is not in the castle. It's about 100 yards, 150 yards that way down towards the back gate. So, thank you for coming. I wish you all luck. And as I say in my newsletter or in my blog or on the side, to your quantum leap in life and business. And now mingle, but don't make friends. Thank you very much. Only clap when you mean it. Don't give me the bullshit. Vagina.